Monday night. It's 7 o'clock. You know what time it is. It's the JJ Show.
I love you, Jumpy City, working for a man every night and day. Then I never loves me sleeping, worried about things that might have been. It will keep on turning, proud American ball burning. I was rolling, 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 rolling on the river. I was rolling, 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 rolling on the river. The river, do 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 do.
And here's your hosts, Jimena Segovia and Jaden Cornelious. Welcome to episode 11. Can you believe we're at number 11 already of the JJ Show? There's just one J here today, that's me, because Jimena is not available for this part of the JJ Show, but you will see her on the JJ Show today. Don't panic, she's still around. I hope you're doing well. I hope everything's great for you. We in Quintana Roo are back on the yellow semaforo, the yellow traffic light for COVID, which means it's a little bit less. Thank God. I really hope it's becoming less wherever you are. I hope that you're doing okay. Let us know how you're doing. If you have any requests about how we can keep you entertained in your time of isolation and COVID. If we can help, we will do our best. We're going to start off today by showing a wonderful way that you can be helped is by getting yourself a lovely pet. We're going to start with Pet of the Week. Pet of the Week!
We are here with Susie, and she is the Pet of the Week. She's been through some hard times. She still has TBT and has to go to another 2 rounds, yes, right? Another 2 rounds. And I think in a few weeks she's going to be ready to get her forever home. So if you are interested in Susie or in this little guy, look at this.
Maybe Susie's interested in adopting a little one.
Just get in touch. He's going to here. You're brave. Oh. So we have a brave little thing and a loving one. Just looking for a home. And these are our Pet of the Week.
So Susie's about 2 years old, very docile, very calm, very chilled. Was in a great deal of pain, couldn't poo because the tumour, I guess, in her rear end was so large. But when she was rescued, didn't attempt to bite or anything. She was very trusting and very receptive to being helped and loved. So this is Susie, and please give her a home. But also, if you want to come and check out the other dogs that are here, come and speak to Diane, and maybe you can book a visit and come and see if any of these dogs would fit in your forever home. We are here at Puerto Morelos Course for Paws. We're about to meet Diane. We're about to go and check out. This is my beard.
Your cat beard.
We're just about to go and meet Diane, the goddess of perros and gatos in Puerto Morelos. We're going to go and check out her dogs, and we're going to go and see how many we can fit in the car as well. So we'll be catching up with you and Diane in just a second. Hi, we're here with Diane Chica Curtis at Puerto Morelos Course for Paws. A refuge not just for dogs, but puppies and kids and kittens. Not kids, really. We don't do kids. Although I'm sure there's a few parents in Puerto Morelos that would like a refuge for some kids. How long have you been here?
I've been in this location for 6 years. The rescue has been going on since 2005.
Oh wow, so quite a few years.
Year of Wilma.
The year of Wilma. Is that when literally the wind hit the fan and everyone needed homes for their animals, right?
No, the first dog I rescued was actually in July of that year.
Okay.
Starving little thing that came off the beach.
Oh wow.
Her name was Chica.
Really, as well?
Yeah.
Fantastic. So how's it going here at the moment with the pandemic and everything? How are you guys coping with?
Barely. Because there are few flights to the U.S. or Canada, it's almost impossible to get dogs out of the country, and most of my dogs are adopted to Canada. So Canada's closed, no one's coming, few people are leaving, there are no Canadian flights. So here we are for a few moments.
Just waiting to see what happens.
Just waiting to see.
Wow. And how do you cope here? Because obviously you have a few dogs, and I know because I have a few dogs and how much money it costs just to feed them.
Yes.
So how do you cope? Where do you get your support from?
All of the support comes from the community or from people who have known me in the past and are regular visitors to Puerto Morelos. We just had a delivery from someone who's here for the winter, actually. So I have excellent community support, and I'm thankful for that, because just food alone is 8,000 to 10,000 pesos a month.
A month, yeah.
A
Yeah, I
lot.
can imagine. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. So has there been significant changes since COVID? Because obviously people aren't earning money, because you do a lot of community outreach as well. So has there been more needs?
Oh, mountains.
But obviously less support, right? So you're now helping more people with less money and donations.
A big part of the support in past years has come from community fundraisers. And we can't do those this year because of the pandemic, so we can't be together with each other. So we've lost that income, which was substantial. And I do a lot of outreach. I received a large gift from someone whose will left me some money for the dogs. So I've used that money to feed the dogs on the street, the abandoned dogs, and through various people in the neighborhoods, I give them food and they feed the abandoned dogs, or they help the abandoned dogs, or I give people food who don't have jobs and can't feed their own dogs that they've had for a long time.
So it's not just about sitting in your home looking after dogs in your garden, which some people would
Silly
obviously
boy.
assume, right? It's actually like more than a full-time job from dawn till dusk and then beyond, right?
It is. It's more than a full-time job.
How
yes.
do you cope?
I try to sleep as much as possible.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard
Which
sometimes.
is not easy
No,
either.
no.
No.
You know, you have dogs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm quite lucky mine sleep through the night, but I guess here, because there's so many ones, a squirrel can spark one off and then they all tag on, right?
And mostly it's traffic. It's people walking by and yelling and screaming or playing music, or it's the people in the Obra behind us who are doing work, and the dogs bark at them because they're not supposed to be there.
Right, okay. So there's lots of external factors
Yes.
affecting. I mean, but is it causing the dogs to be more difficult to look after, or are they quite calm and?
No, they're very disturbed by things that they feel are not supposed to be there.
Right.
Their job is to protect,
Yeah.
to alert and protect. And so if there are disturbances around the property, they alert and protect.
Mm-hmm.
So
You get a lot of stick from the neighbours in the area. What would be your advice to them, how they can be more supportive of the stuff that you do?
I don't know that they would care to be more supportive, Jaden.
That's probably a way. But if they could support, would you say like, well, then help me look for homes, or?
They could help look for homes. They could donate to buy food and medicines for the dogs. They could...
Look for escorts for flights?
Yes, certainly. If they have friends who are coming or going or leaving, they could help look for escorts. No dog can leave without an escort, without a traveler,
Yeah,
because the cargo cost is just astronomical.
yeah.
So
So there's always a way that someone can be supportive, right?
there's always a way.
Yeah. I guess the easiest way is just look for homes. So responsible homes.
It's very hard to find homes locally now because no one has a job. No one can afford, very few people can afford to support their own pets.
Mm-hmm.
So when people ask me for an adoption of a puppy, and I explain to them what's expected, for them to vaccinate, for them to do flea and tick treatment every month, for them to provide the dog food and the vet bills, they don't adopt.
And it's a 15-year commitment.
Jaden.
Yes, it is.
And it's a look at.
This is Polly Boy.
This is Polly Boy. And it's a 15-year commitment. What do you think about having a mum and dad for 15 years? Or Uncle Jaden for 15 years? No, Jaden. This is the most dangerous thing you can do to a Jaden, really. Show me a bunch of kids, I'm like, oh, they're lovely, let's go shopping. But give me a puppy, and it's kind of already halfway to my house. Literally, actually, because I live around the corner from here. In it, little fella. It's so beautiful, and it loves me. You're going to be called Fred, and you're my new friend. No, you're not. You can't take any more. But look, it's not the dog's fault that they're in a refuge. It's the humans' fault that all these dogs are here. So there's very easy ways how you can reduce numbers of the refuge. Firstly, take care of your dogs. Secondly, make sure dogs are sterilised so they can't produce more dogs. Over 900,000 pesos has been spent in a 3-year period on sterilisation clinics just here in Puerto Morelos. There are more street dogs, it seems, than ever before. And the sterilisation clinic offers humongously great discounts, if not free, sterilisation for people's pets, for street animals, and those that can't afford veterinary treatment. They also sometimes come with rabies shots or other things as well. But people would rather have a dog with testicles because it's more manly than have the testicles taken off. And then as a result of that, there are 6 to 8 puppies on the street within 6 months. So it's because of humans' lack of common sense that all these refuges are full. And it's not just you here. We've got also Riviera Rescue that are kind of now based on the way to Leona Vicario. But all these places are continuously full. There are lots of refuges in Cancun. And it's not the dogs' faults that they're here. It's the humans' faults that they're here. We have domesticated these little things, and then we complain when they're not cute anymore, when they're costing us money because they're sick. Obviously, you've seen some really horrific cases of cruelty to their animals as well, right?
Oh, yes, I have a dog here who's, and you know this dog because you helped me rescue it. Its ears were cut off with scissors. And we found him bleeding on the street. Someone had called. Yeah. He's here now.
Still here, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, so I keep saying it, humans, you're not doing a good job. Like, not feeling your brothers and sisters. Like, let's take a little bit more responsibility for ourselves, for our community, for everyone that's in our community and the planet that we live on. Just like, wake up, kids, wake up. Thank you so much for spending some time with us.
Thank you.
We are going to post ways that you can support Diane and how you can contact her. If you think of a way to help, we're going to go and meet a couple of the animals now, apart from this one who has just found a home. I'm only joking. I have too much, but we'll see you in a minute.
This is the cat house.
You want to come in?
See, I'd love to. Mira, gatos hermosos. Hola.
This is so much better, isn't it?
Yeah. Much. Yeah.
So we are here in the cat house, and they have so much space and ways to play. Look at that. He scared me, of course.
We actually call your house the cat house, actually.
See?
Where are you, Grey Cat?
Ahí está. There's another key.
It's always great to go out and about where we live. So, today we managed to get a sneaky peek, a couple of our spare minutes that we get each week to go down to the flea market. Now, I can't remember what it's called, like El Mercadito de Pulgas. Not sure if that's correct. However, let's show you our little bit of time we had at the flea market in Puerto Morelos. Hey kids,
Hola.
we are out and about in Puerto Morelos. It's a Sunday, so we've come to check out the
Mercado de las Pulgas.
the flea market.
Así es.
Wow, yeah, I didn't think of
Yeah,
that.
now you know.
It's just off Calle Caoba, which runs between Zatinagasca and Timon.
And Timon, yeah.
And it's kind of more towards Timon actually, because a little bit actually goes into Timon. But it's here every Sunday. Do you know the times?
Yeah, from early, around 8 until 4 o'clock.
Oh wow, so it's pretty much an all day. But I know after like 1 or 2 in the afternoon it starts to fade out a little bit. But it's here every Sunday and it seems to be getting bigger every single week. So we're going to do some checking out and see some of the stalls and the things that you can get up to when you're here at the flea market, Puerto Morelos. We'll see you in a minute.
Okay, so we are here in the Mercado and you can find many, many things. From fresh fruit to puppies, thingies, to old clothes, to new clothes. You can find things for your phone. And food, of course, Mexico food.
That's even
in every
better.
corner, delicious tacos.
We have a thing in England called a car boot sale where people bring all the stuff they want to sell.
They can do that too.
And they do that here.
New products, we have used ones, and they're really nice. And you can find hotel goodies.
You can find
Like
what? Hotel goodies,
yeah,
really?
Yeah, you can even find mattresses and stuff like that. You can let them know if you want one.
Wow, okay.
So you can just come and have a garage sale of things you don't need, you don't want anymore.
Okay, I hope you brought some money because I left my wallet at home, darling. Flea markets on you today.
Let me tell you that I've found many treasures around here. Huh?
Really?
Even costumes for my shows and stuff like
Wow, plantas también. Look.
that. Jewelry.
A chancla.
The power of the chancla. You can have a course right there with one of
Power of the mother with her chancla. Wow, knitting wool, like everything. This is like a little treasure hunt. I love it. Okay, we'll give you some more places to visit in a minute.
We found some fresh fruit for you to see. And this is a very fresh juice. And we have tacos. So you just can come and have a breakfast or some lunch and find beautiful plants, second-hand things, and go around. What do you think of that tutu?
That's what tutu? Oh, they're tutu. That's more of a 1.5 than a tutu. It wouldn't even fit my leg. Oh wow, I love that mermaid.
Yeah, this is the hotel things I was telling you about. So they have
Okay, muy bien.
like the
Pillows and...
sheets and pillows,
Sí, claro.
lindas plantas.
Sculptures también.
I like that mermaid.
Really nice. By the means of modern technology, we are taking you over forests, over fields, over seas and oceans, all the way to Inglaterra, to England, and to be more precise, Devon in England, where we're going to meet a friend of mine called Meg and introduce you to her beautiful voice. And I don't need to keep talking. Let's go and meet Meg Scoins. Meg, welcome to the JJ show. Although, I have to be honest, it's kind of just Jay today because my partner Jimena is not able to be here today. So you've only got one of the two Jays, but there are people that will say you had the worst one and people that say you had the best one. That person's only my mother. But but welcome to Mexico.
Thank you.
I guess you're kind of here really, even though where you are. What's the temperature in good old England at the moment?
Cold.
Cold. Double figures or less than?
Possibly less than, more than likely.
Okay, that's chilly.
Yeah, 9.
Really? Okay.
And raining.
Our night temperatures have been plummeting to 21, 22 degrees.
Plummeting.
And I'm waking up because I'm searching for another duvet to put on because I'm chilly. So I think I'm possibly a little bit more Mexican than British now, if I'm being honest.
That's rubbing it in, salt in the wound.
Yeah. Well, you can come over. Life's choices, right? When that COVID's finished, get on that plane, come to the Caribbean, Mexico, to Puerto Morelos. It'd be lovely. It'd be lovely. We get to do some singing out here. That'd be great.
That would be amazing. Yeah, definitely.
Wonderful. Singing. This is why I know you because you're a phenomenal singer and star of musicals. And how are you coping, kiddo? Because COVID isn't the time one really wants to be a singer, right? Because there isn't much singing to be done. No events, no shows. How are you coping in this current situation?
I'm doing okay, if I'm being honest. I've managed to kind of get myself involved in a lot of online concerts. So I do a lot of pre-recorded videos and then I send them off. They then get posted out into the world. So that's how I'm doing that. And I do earn a little bit of money from those as well. But I also teach singing. So luckily we live in a time where Zoom can happen. And I teach online to about 90 students a week.
Wow, you have 90 students?
Yeah. Most of those are all part of Stagecoach Performing Arts. So they're all part of a school. So I teach them all in group classes. But yeah, about 90 students a week, which is crazy.
How many days do you teach?
The most I've taught since COVID is about 5. But at the minute, this lockdown after Christmas, I'm currently only teaching 1 day because I just
1 class a day.
Too much Zoom. I couldn't, and with schools and everything online, it was just too much online time. So I've taken a bit of a step back, and we're going to go back when COVID is lifted and the world stops ending.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, I think that little part is quite a way off, but hopefully we find a new normal, right? Or a new way of dealing with everything. I mean, that's why we started the JJ show, because we were actively doing shows and fundraising events. Then all of a sudden, this time last year, it was like, stop, there's a disease. And we were like, oh, okay, yeah, it's only going to go on for like a couple of months, like the bird flu does. Then all of a sudden it will pass. And a year later, we're not in lockdown here at the moment. There are parts of Mexico that are on lockdown, but you know, we're still going through the constraints and the problems and the fact that there's no work for artists, because you can only, in here, we don't have it. I know you have like a tier system in the UK, but we have a percentage, we have a traffic light system. So if it's red, it's complete lockdown. If it's orange, I think it's something like 60%. You can only have 60%, or so, I can't remember what, but it's like you could, if you had 10 tables before, you can only have 4 in orange, you have 6 in yellow, and you can, I mean, so it kind of does that. So there's no one, and people are scared to go out, you know. It wasn't a fearful thing for me because I live in isolation anyway. So, but you kind of, when people are talking to you and they're stepping closer, do find myself like adjusting my mask now and just stepping a little bit back. It's like, oh my God.
Out with your tape measure.
Yeah, literally. Is this safe distance, 1.5 meters? Can your spittle reach me from there? It's like, no, it's weird times, right?
It's crazy.
But tell us about you before weird times. What is like, tell me your history.
Oh, goodness.
Of music, not like, well, when I was 4 months, I had mumps, and you know, like, tell me what is your musical heritage so far?
Oh goodness. Well, I started singing when I was 6, is when I had lessons. So yeah, I was about 6 years old when I started like having lessons and everything. I trained in classical and old school musical theatre.
Okay. Wow.
And I just kept doing that for years and years. I loved it. And then when I was about 12, I started doing musicals in my local area. So I would, you know, get on stage, sing and dance my little heart away. And then just as I got older, I realized that is kind of what I wanted to do as a career. Wow. So then when I turned 16, I went off to college, studied performing arts, did that for 3 years. I did an extra year. And then I went off to university in 2017, studied musical theatre at the University of Chichester. And I was supposed to graduate last year, but the world ended. Yeah. So have finished. I have my certificate. I am officially a university graduate, but I haven't yet had my graduation. So fingers crossed I can have it And then yes, since that uni ended, I've been teaching singing. I've been doing, as I said, online events, just kind of keeping myself busy, but making sure I still do what I love, whether that's earning money from it or just because I love it.
What was your plan pre-COVID? What was your plan after uni to do?
Well, it changed right at the very end. All throughout, I was like, I want to get on stage. I want to perform on the West End. I want to do it. This is what I want to do. And then if I'm being honest, my sister then had a baby.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to leave.
Okay.
I was like, I'm not moving to London. I'm not doing this. I want to be with my family. I'm staying home. And then I started looking into singing teaching. I've actually been a teacher for about 10 years now.
Wow.
In swimming. So I'm actually a sports coach. So teaching itself has always been something I'm confident with. And then obviously singing is something I'm confident with. So I was like, oh, why don't I put the two together? We've got a lot of classical singing teachers in the area. Why don't I come in as a fresh face, something different? I can do the classical, but I can also do musical theatre. I can also teach pop. I can also teach rock. And I kind of went, oh, that's something I could really do and still do the shows with the Amjam thing and still keep my foot in the door with that. So that was something I really thought of. And then when COVID happened, I started having online lessons with vocal coaches in the UK and in America. And I got more knowledge and I got more passion. And it just cemented that actually, yeah, this is what I want to do. I want to teach.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So this is really you're actually now living your future, and thanks to COVID almost.
Yeah, almost. And it was crazy because like I hadn't even finished university. Obviously, I came home in March. I got my certificate in August. So I came home in March. I was halfway through rehearsing for a show and I saw this Facebook ad pop up going, I'm looking for a singing teacher. And I was like, oh, try my luck. I'll give it a go. Did the interview and she was like, yeah, I'd give you the job. I was like, I haven't even finished yet. Oh my goodness. What do I do?
Wow.
And it was just like, I got my dream job before I even finished. And it was just, you can't write that if you tried.
Well, there's a spiritual law called the law of least resistance, right? And it's about when you have to keep knocking on doors and kicking and pushing and begging, it's almost like it's not meant to be or it's completely wrong timing. But then when something is meant for you, the universe kind of almost conspires to make it happen. And it's bizarre that that was kind of the way you were thinking. And all of a sudden, as if by magic, this strange pandemic comes in and you're forced to have to do teaching.
I love it. I love the kids I teach. I love my wonderful colleagues and my boss. I love them all to pieces.
That's amazing.
We're such a good team, and honestly, I'm so blessed that they gave me this opportunity.
But you the real interaction, the face-to-face being in the room with.
Yeah, we were face-to-face last term, so September to December.
Okay,
we were
so you know a bit of that.
And then yeah, January we were online. We've been online for the last 6 weeks. And it's tough because it's group. I can't hear any of them, so they're all muted.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm talking to myself a lot.
Yeah.
But you know, I hear what they send to us each week, and and sometimes they go, oh, can I show you this bit? And I really want to sing this bit for you. Can I unmute myself? And I'm like, yes, go for it, please. Like, give me
interact. Exactly.
Yeah. And you know, they love it. They still have their break times, so they do about 2 hours and then they have a break and then they do a last hour, and just listening to them in the break, just still talking to each other, still building those friendships. It's just so important that we allow them to have that time.
Absolutely.
And it's so special, and just listening to them, it's just lovely. So,
wow, mate.
I love them all.
That's one, and it's great that you're in this time where so many people are going through mental health issues because they can't find anything to feed their passions, to give them that hope for a future anymore. You've found something that is still edifying you and that you're still really passionate about. So that's amazing. When you're not being international singing coach and diva of the stage, when you're just on chill at home with your bloke, what would you be listening to? What kind of music would you be listening to?
We listen to everything. I'm really lucky that he is someone that just embraces music as music, and he's not like, oh, I hate this genre, or I don't like that genre. He will openly listen to everything. The man will listen to Elvis Presley 1 second and then house music straight after, and it will just be seamless for him, and it won't matter. And I've been slowly slotting in musical theatre and classical music in between. And every so often I'll go on his Spotify and I'll find the odd musical song in his saved songs. I'm like, yes!
Getting through.
And he has just such, even, you know, he actually told me like an hour ago, he has such a newfound respect for musicals that he never had before. But and he can hear influences of all these genres that he's listened to all of his life. So we will just listen to anything and everything. I feel really blessed that I have someone like that in my life. I think otherwise I would have just taken over on the Alexa.
Yeah.
He didn't have that same passion that I do, which is lovely.
Cancel Spotify for him, bless him. So who are your inspirations and the artists that you look up to the most?
Oh my goodness.
I mean, obviously Jaden Cornelious being one, but I mean more mainstream, more kind of, you know, that more than 2 people in the world might know of.
Judy Garland is a top one. Wizard of Oz was actually the very first musical I ever did.
Wow. Okay.
And I was Dorothy. Okay. So I got thrown in the deep end. I was 11 and I loved it. So she is always kind of top tier for me. Yeah. Barbara Streisand. Oh my goodness, loads. Just so I couldn't name them. I'd be here all day if I named them all.
It's really amazing. It's really kind of comforting to hear that, because obviously a lot of these people are before my generation, but are part of my generation as well. And it's really, I find it really, like, I want to cry when I go, oh no, that was sung by ABBA. They go, who? I'm like, what? How can you not know who ABBA? Like, Dancing Queen? No. Did Rihanna cover it? No. Rihanna didn't cover it.
No, I know.
Like, oh my God, all my music is dying. But it's really great that someone as fresh-faced and young as you is still embracing some of the legends of music. Like, I was never back in the day a Judy Garland fan, although I was a Wizard of Oz fan. And it was only in my adult life when I started seeing classical crossover that I started to appreciate her and her singing. And did you go and see the movie with Renée Zellweger? No, is it Renée Zellweger? The Judy movie.
It is on my list.
It really was amazing. Like, I would say I wasn't a Judy fan, but after watching that movie, I found myself going home and like searching on YouTube for as much as I could find about Judy, because I didn't realise that about her life story and, you know, what she'd suffered in order for her art, I guess, you know. So that was incredible.
Yeah, so, I just have like little Wizard of Oz tidbits of information just like stored in my brain that I every so often I'm just like, did you know? And I love it because people are like, no, I didn't. I'm like, yeah. Biggest one, I'm the same size. I have the same size foot as Judy Garland. Wow. I could wear the original ruby slippers, one of 5 pairs. Yeah. Wow. I'm like, I could wear that.
We need to try and see if we can. Is there no searching we can do to try and make this happen?
I hope so. There is a photo of me somewhere on the internet of me stood. I was on holiday once in Florida and we went to Universal Studios and they have, so she wore 5 pairs of ruby slippers during filming, and they had felt bottoms, so they wore through really, really quickly. And the last pair she only wore for a couple of shoots, so they still look really clean, but they're clearly worn as well. And they sit in, I'm pretty sure it's Universal Studios, but they sit, or it's somewhere in America. They're somewhere, and I've seen them. There's a photo of me with the last pair of ruby slippers.
Wow.
And it's like one of my top little photos. And yeah, I love her. I love the film. Every Christmas, it's the one film I have to watch.
Oh, me too.
Every time.
It was part of my tradition, you know. And I was always petrified of the witch Margaret. I can't remember her name now. Margaret somebody or other, but I started watching YouTube interviews with her. She was wonderful, but for me as a kid, she was bloody scary. I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog too.
Dog
Yeah, like, oh my God. And now I have little dogs. Like, I'm just hoping she don't appear at the end of my drive or something. So Wizard of Oz, your all-time favourite musical?
Definitely up there, 100% up there. It's a classic. You can't fault it, really.
Okay, so you kind of know, apart from your ancient taste of music, which is also phenomenal, what kind of down with the kids music are you into? What singers that are kind of out now do you really respect?
Not so much singers, but I will make a confession. I am slightly obsessed with TikTok. So every so often I will break into a TikTok song.
Okay.
And my partner's niece will take advantage of me for it. And she will go, well, let's learn the dance. And I'm like, okay. So I wouldn't say like songs, although driver's license is one that is swimming around my brain a lot at the minute.
Wonderful. Yeah, I haven't embraced TikTok just yet. I'm a little bit like...
COVID made me do it.
My phone is so bad, like it shuts down if I open up Google Translate. So I think one more app will send it over the edge, to be fair. But I'm going to try and, when I get a new phone, hopefully this year, I'm going to try and get more youthful. As you know, as I'm not getting any bloody younger, I've got to embrace it now while I can still see the buttons on my phone. Really, you know. So future plans.
I haven't thought about it, if I'm being honest, because I think just kind of get the teaching going, get back on stage, do some more Amdram stuff, meet up with some of the wonderful artists that I have been so lucky to connect with. Doing these online concerts, and do a big classical crossover concert with them, which would be wonderful. So hopefully, please.
Yeah, there's going to be a way forward. It might not be the same as we remember, but there will be a way forward. And I guess sometimes having this modem of conversation and, you know, of being able to communicate can actually, maybe it will bridge celebrity gaps as well. Because, you know, like even for us lot that are professionals but aren't A-list celebrities, you know, we're needing as much work as, I mean, the people that are A-list celebrities, you know, there's no one going to the movie theaters at the moment because cinemas are shut. And so it's kind of making everyone a little bit more equal in this particular situation, right? So maybe we'll start bridging the gap, and a few of those blue ticks on Twitter might start thinking, no, do you know what? I want to sing with a few people that are up and coming, and, you know, and who knows, it might open up a whole new range of possibilities for all of us. Tell me one more thing before I leave, before I let you go back to sunny Devon. JC fundraising, how are you feeling about? Because you're managing JC fundraising in North Devon, right? How's that going? How's your team? What are you doing? What's going on?
So the team is lovely. Obviously we've got the biggest team, haven't we? I think we've got 8 or 9 members.
Yes.
They're all, you know, they're just so supportive. We're all so on it. We do have an event in the works.
Ooh.
That is not online. That is COVID pending.
Okay.
We've already got a COVID version and a non-COVID version in place.
Wow, get you.
So we can make it COVID safe if required. It will be outside. It will be weather dependent. It will be all through phones and QR codes. We do have an event coming, which will be the biggest, which I'm hoping will be one of the biggest JC events.
And are you supporting any particular charities, or is everything you're doing for a particular, like what I'm saying is, do you have a charity for the year, or are you supporting different charities?
I'm pretty sure we're supporting Clarity again this year. We supported Clarity in 2017, as you know.
Yeah.
But with, you know, mental health getting worse with COVID and everything, we decided that these guys would be a really, really good charity and would really benefit from the money that we raise for them. So we are doing everything for Clarity. I'm hoping to do another online event again, as I did in October. But,
bloody wonderful. Well, it's been, thank you so much for giving me some of your evening.
That's it.
It's been lovely. It's been lovely. We are going to watch this young lady now sing. We're also going to share the links to her YouTube and her Facebook. And what other social media do you have? Where can people find you?
So I am on YouTube as just Meg Scoins. I am on Instagram and Facebook as Meg Scoins, singer and vocal coach. And that's it. That's all I've got.
And TikTok?
And TikTok as Meg Scoins, but I don't put up much on TikTok. But there is a few singing videos on there. So.
But they can find you.
They can find me. I am on there.
We're going to post some links, and we're going to say thank you so much for joining the JJ show here in Mexico. Come and see us soon. It'll be really lovely. I think when all this is over, you and your man are going to need a bit of a break, to be fair. So, put us on your list, and then we can do a couple of shows here. And you take good care. Hopefully, we'll see you again on this show very soon.
I look forward to it.
My
Thank
darling.
you so much for having me.
We're going to leave you guys now with the wonderful Meg and her video from YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe. Well, it was amazing. Thank you so much, Meg, for being part of this JJ show. It was really, really great to chat to you. You've heard the woman, you've heard her talk, you've heard her desires, her dreams, her plans, her history, her inspirations. Now it's time to hear her voice. So, with no further ado, let's go and listen to Meg Scoins.
My name is Regina George, and I am a massive deal. I will grind you to sand beneath my Louboutin heel. This is what I get for helping someone lame fit in. KD Heron, enjoy your temporary win. My name is Regina George. Regina is a fugly cow. Hey, Katie, how'd you like me? No. I wanna watch the world burn. I got the gasoline. I wanna watch the world burn and everyone get me. I wanna watch the world burn. I got the gasoline. I wanna watch the world burn and everyone get me. Kitty, time to watch your back. Kitty, time to turn and cough. Because you took me down, but you didn't finish me up. My name is Regina George, and in case you're keeping score, Katie may have won the battle, but I will win the war. I wanna watch the world burn.
Turning black is a Kopsky biatch.
I got the gasoline.
Miss Norberry's a drug pusher.
I wanna make the world burn.
Janice is a space dyke. Regina is a ugly cow. Regina is a ugly cow.
And you can quote this. Whoa,
It's come to the end of another JJ show. We are back again next week for some more exciting spotlight and special guests. But thank you so much for being a part of our episode 11. Thank you for joining us. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, to share on all your social media, to like, to comment and to interact. We're all stuck at home pretty much, so it's good to talk to each other. So any questions, any things that you want to see on the show, let us know. And if you're an artist and you want to appear on the show, let us know as well. It'd be really great to speak to you, whatever part of the world you're in. Thank you so much. We hope you have a super, super safe week. Jimena sends her love and biggest hug. Abrazos muy fuerte. Y we will speak to you soon.
Return, another lesson, yeah.